Okay, guys. So today we're going to be talking about the simple 3-step framework to build a cash flowing credit card processing business in 2026, guys. And guys, I get this all the time where people go ahead and say, well, Paul, isn't it saturated? Guys, I'm going to show you the knowledge that I know that is making a whole lot of my students and my clients and my local business partners a lot of money. Okay. And I'm excited to show you guys too. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. And I already see a lot of people go ahead and comment in VIP. Make sure to click the link below so you guys are able to go ahead and attend the VIP with me and do Q&A with me after this presentation. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. Now, what's the big problem in 2026, guys? Well, here's what I know about most of you guys watching right now. Okay. And trust me, I've been there. I've experienced it at the age of 38. I've lived 3 different lives. So you're probably stuck at a job that takes up most of your time. Okay. How many of you guys got kids? How many of you guys got families? Okay. I got a newborn son, 2 months, a little maverick. I can't go ahead and think how it would have been if I was working 80 to 100-hour work weeks like I used to. Okay. Not be able to see my son. I couldn't imagine that. But maybe right now you're working 40, 50, or even 60 hours a week yourself. Okay. And I understand where you're coming from. You're making decent money. Maybe even making high 6 figures, guys. But 6 figures for a lot of states isn't what it used to be, right? And I'm probably aging myself when I say this. But then the government likes to take a huge percentage. Now, I'm a proud American. But at the end of the day, once you guys start making a little bit more money, taxes start creeping up, right? And then at the end of the day, you're exhausted. You're exhausted, guys. We're only getting older. We're only getting older, guys. So you're missing out on life. Your time with your kids, time with your spouse, your wife, your husband, time for yourself, right? You probably tried other things, just like I have, guys. I've done real estate. I just closed on a real estate deal today. Okay. But the entry of cost is extremely high. I was just like, oh my God, my heart, right? I work so hard. But inflation is through the roof, which is absolutely everything. And the returns are so slow when it comes down to real estate. Okay. And then maybe you guys dabbled in stocks or crypto. But guys, for all my crypto investors right now, you guys took a hit. You guys took a hit. And I understand your pain because I've taken a hit with crypto in the past as well. And maybe you guys tried on other online businesses as well. Amazon FBA, drop shipping or whatever, and lost money off doing that, right? I feel your pain, okay? And you guys are going to learn that in this presentation. So here's the solution, guys, okay? From one blue-collar guy that has worked his entire life to go ahead and actually build systems, build simple businesses, help a lot of people do the exact same thing, okay? I want to help. I want to help. So there's a business model that has been quietly making my students wealthy, okay? And when I say wealthy, time freedom, okay? Remote freedom, meaning they can work wherever they want. And then ultimately, living life by design. And living life by design, guys, sometimes it's not the sexiest thing that's going to get you. It's not the trendiest business that's going to get you, but it works. It truly works. And the best part, it doesn't require for any of you guys to quit your job, hire employees like I have, or become some master salesperson. In fact, you guys don't even need to know sales. You guys don't even have to do any sales doing this concept I'm about to show you today, because this is a brand new concept we are presenting tonight for the first time in something like this. So you're going to like it, okay? And once you set it up, it's going to pay you every single month, whether you want to work on the business or you don't, guys. That is the power of residual income, guys. Okay. So super excited to go ahead and share with this, but just real quick, who am I, guys? For a lot of you guys, if you guys do not know me, my name is Paul Alex. I spent years as a detective in the city of Oakland in California, guys, one of the most dangerous cities in America. I used to work a ton in my 20s, guys. 80 to 100-hour work weeks, blue collar guy. Okay. I was making about $250,000 in the law enforcement, guys, working a ton of overtime. All right. But look, people are like, that wasn't enough, Paul. Guys, when you guys live in California and you're taking care of your parents, you're taking care of your siblings, and then you're trying to take care of yourself. No, it's not enough for one person to go ahead and cover the entire family. So at the end of the day, I was working myself to a grave, to an early grave, like most first responders, guys. I was helping my parents with all their bills. They couldn't afford them. Okay, I come from an immigrant family. It's helping my younger sister through college. Okay, and I was completely strapped for cash, guys. Okay, so at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, yes, on paper it looks nice, but in reality, I wasn't living the American dream that most people thought. I was living the American trap. So I kept thinking to myself, there has to be a better way. There has to be more to life than just go ahead and working so much, guys. Okay. So this is what I'm going to show you. And we're going to get directly to the point, guys, because a lot of you are like, all right, Paul, get to it. Let's go. All right. Success loves speed. And I agree. So tonight I'm going to show you 3 things. I'm going to show you how this business works, not traditional credit card processing, guys, because that's what a lot of people think this is, which it's not. We're actually helping a ton of people and a ton of business owners save a lot of money. And in return, we're getting paid a lot of money to do this. Okay. The second thing, how you can do this with no employees from anywhere in the world. And this is the amazing part about this, guys. This is about working smarter. This is about not working harder. Yes, you could go ahead and put 60, 80-hour weeks and make decent money doing what you're doing right now. But at the end of the day, you guys are only getting older. I understand that at the age of 38, guys. Okay. So I don't have the same amount of energy that I did in my 20s. And then number 3, this is the new concept where, remember when I said in the beginning, you don't need sales experience anymore because we got you guys covered. We actually installed this brand new process, infrastructure, and strategy where it's getting results like crazy right now. And it's called the Done For You Ads System and Close Deal Blueprint, guys. Okay. And you can do this in less time now. You guys don't even have to go to the locations if you guys choose not to. Okay. So sound good? All right, guys, go ahead and blow up the comments right now. Comment the word win. Okay. Because I want to win with every single one of you guys. That's all I want to do. I want to see more people win because your success is our success. At the end of the day, guys, we wouldn't be in business for almost the past 6 years if we weren't making people successful in what we do, guys. Okay. We're the best of the best. We are the only fintech platform out there that has the most robust services and systems in place to help beginners. All right. So when I say we're going to win, we're going to win, but you got to meet me halfway. Deal? All right, let's rock. Okay. And this is what you guys are going to learn tomorrow. Remember, this is a 2-day masterclass, guys. Okay. This is what you signed up for. Due diligence, right? You got to do your research. So tomorrow we're going to get a little bit more tactical. Number 1, how to negotiate with business owners, even if you don't have sales experience. It's actually a lot simpler than it appears, guys. Okay. If you don't have no sales experience, you don't want to talk to business owners, that's fine. But for the people that do, I'm going to show you a little something. Okay. I'm going to call that verbal judo. All right. Use your words. All right. Number 2. How to land your first locations in just 30 days and start making anywhere between $300 to $1,000 per month per location on autopilot. Okay. A lot of people are like, man, that sounds too good to be true. No, when you educate yourself and you learn more, you do earn more in different ways, guys. And I'm a big believer in education. Okay. And then number 3, how to launch your business this year in 2026, guys. Okay. Even with a full-time job. And this is going to break so many limiting beliefs. Okay, guys, because I understand that you guys are all busy with life, with family, with your kids, with your wife, with your husband, with your partner. I mean, absolutely everything. And you're like, dude, I don't got no time for this. I want to make money, Paul, but I just don't have time, man. I got pressure. And I understand pressure. I thrive under pressure. But what I got to tell you is we're going to go ahead and squash those limiting beliefs. Because if a blue collar like me that came from an immigrant family that went ahead and just went out in this world to try to make it happen for themselves can do it, and then help thousands of people do the exact same thing with success, I can help anybody. I'm a true believer in that. I can help anybody, but you got to meet me halfway. Okay. And then number 4, our done with you hand-holding model that gets you guaranteed location within a month or less. And this is no BS. This is no Fugazi. This is no, hey, this is the shiny girl in the red dress, and then you guys don't get it. No. This is it works or it works. There ain't no ands, ifs, or buts. Okay. We worked months on this infrastructure to make it happen for you guys. And we're excited to present it tonight and tomorrow. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead. Okay, so let's talk about vision real quick. So here's the big idea that I want you guys to understand right now. Okay. Most people think wealth requires huge capital or years of experience, which is complete BS. I'll tell you that flat out right now. Okay. It's not true. The real secret is partnering up with a proven infrastructure. So instead of building everything from scratch, it's almost like a shortcut to success. Okay. This is why I'm such a big believer in investing with mentors, people that have actually done it, people that build the infrastructure, or they have the network or the connections. That is the cheat code to life, guys. It's about positioning yourself in the flow of the money, where the money's at already, that's already moving. Okay. So let me explain this real quick. Here's a bird's eye view, okay, of the entire presentation where I'm going to sum it up in 5 minutes. And then if you guys want to hear more details in it, you guys will get every single detail you would want to know about this because it's truly amazing. So to keep it simple, we use ads. We use ads. We use the internet. We use ads to bring business owners that want your service, our service. They are looking for us to help them, okay? Because they're overpaying tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card fees right now. So remember that thought process. Possibly some of you guys went ahead, told somebody that you love and was like, hey, I'm thinking of doing credit card processing. There's this cop online and he's getting great results for a lot of people. What do you think about it? And they probably shot you down. They were probably like, bullshit. That's a scam. It's one of those online scams. No one's successful online. Everyone's doing it, right? Here's the thing. There's a lot of businesses, and I'm talking about in the hundreds of millions in the United States right now, that is getting charged what we call traditional processing fees. And it's when banks and large processing companies charge an average of 3% that they take away from the sales volume of every single small business owner, every small business owner that's trying to make a dollar out there, guys. Every mom and pop shop, coffee shop, breakfast place, taco truck, mechanic, absolutely everything. And it's amazing because a lot of people think that what we're doing is we're doing that we're just selling credit card machines. And I'm like, no, it's deeper than that. So what we are doing, we legally move those fees, the overhead expenses that usually goes to the business owner, and we move it to the customer, their customers. Okay. But here is the transparency and the integrity that we have behind this model. Okay. It's called the cash discount program for all my people that want to learn merchant services jargon. And this saves business owners, every single business owner that we do business with, it saves them tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year. It's amazing. Not only that, but we also incentivize these business owners by going ahead and offering them ancillary services like free ATM placements. We're the only company that goes ahead and can offer both now. That's my humble beginnings. I used to do ATMs for a living. So when we go in there and we tell them like, hey, not only can we wipe out your fees for you in a transparent way where actually your customers are not going to mind, we'll also offer you ATMs. We'll also offer you the latest program that we launched internally with my business partners for crypto payment processing. Love or hate crypto, guys, it is still going to be part of our payment system in the future. And it already is. So we have to integrate that. We have to get familiar with the future. So even though what we're doing right now is not going to go away, we're integrating the crypto processing already. We're getting our customers used to this already. So that's what I like to call the triple threat. We offer all three. And here's the best part about this. Not only do we help Americans, everyday American business owners, stay in business longer, but also we get paid a percentage of the total volume of their sales volume that goes through our credit card processing machines, guys. Your credit card processing machines. It's your portfolio. This is the amazing part behind that, okay? And after installation, guess what? The income actually becomes passive. It becomes passive. Most of our clients, yes, they'll go ahead and they'll communicate with the business owners with the phone. But if you think talking to somebody on the phone is working, come on. What do you do for a living? Are you on Wall Street? Are you working a white collar job? And if you are, no, I'm not bragging on you. But at the end of the day, that's not work. That's not true work. That is passive to me. Okay. That's as passive as it comes. If I've got to make a phone call and I can make hundreds of thousands of dollars going ahead and doing so, right? So we can even close now your first deal. And it's pretty sweet because I'm going to get into great detail about this for you guys. Well, we close the deal using the systems we set up for you guys, using the exact system, the processes that we set up for you. And you guys are going to love this. Okay. It's a real blueprint that is repeatable and scalable, meaning that simplicity scales, simplicity grows, complexity fails. And we've simplified the process now where a lot of people get it. They're just like, dude, this makes sense. So the only way that you will ever fail is if you don't even try. Okay. But at the end of the day, we have even gone ahead and optimized that part where we now bring the business owners to you and we even close the first deals. Okay. And I got a surprise of what we're working on, which is going to be the next big step in the process as well. Okay. So we do this because it's the fastest way for you to grow and for us to grow as well. So we win together, guys. And that's what it comes down to, okay? And you guys are going to learn how. It's a win-win. Now, here are a few clients that have been with us for the past couple of years, guys. As you can see, Mark and Peter, they're currently business partners. They do about $5,300 per month. And this is residual passive income from their portfolios, guys, okay? You have Jackie Figueroa. She just spoke at our last event in Miami. She's going to be speaking at our next event in May 2nd in this year in Los Angeles as well. Over 5,200 in her portfolio as well. Alec, 4,400 off of his portfolio on a monthly basis, okay? Now, let's get down to the specifics of this thing, okay? Here's the big problem. What's actually broken? So every business in America right now, guys, pays credit card fees. I already clarified that, okay? So on average, most businesses pay around 3% of their credit card sales, okay? So what does that mean? Sales volume to these massive processing companies and banks. So we're talking about Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of the West, Bank of America, large credit card companies. Who are the large credit card companies? Toast, Clover, right? Square. Now, these companies, they're billion-dollar companies. And you're probably thinking like, how can we compete against these guys? But here's the thing. This is the exact problem. These companies are charging, these companies and banks, they're charging traditional processing. So the business owners are the ones taking the hit, guys. There is no written rule in business that says you have to pay the overhead expenses. That doesn't make sense. The point of running a business is to be profitable. So in 2026, we are seeing that. We are seeing that. Okay. Now, here's what it looks like as an example, guys. So let's say a business is doing $100,000 per month in credit card sales. Okay. Liquor stores in California or any large metropolitan city does easily over $250,000, guys. For all my New Yorkers, bodegas, for all my East Coast guys, or for my West Coast guys, liquor stores, right? So let's say on average that that business owner is paying 3%. 3% of 100,000, that is $3,000 that they are paying out of pocket. That goes bye-bye to the banks, to the processing companies, guys. That's $36,000 a year gone. Okay. In 3 years, that's over $100,000. It doesn't matter if they do that as a write-off in taxes, guys. I'm just being realistic because we get that question all the time. Well, can you just write off that in taxes? Yes, but taxes doesn't cover all of that. You don't get 100% written off when you're paying over $36,000 in taxes. You're actually paying around 20 to 30%, guys. Okay, and check with your CPA or your tax professional as well on this information, and they will go ahead and advise you. Okay, and like I said, taxes don't cover all of this, so it's a big loss for the owners. So where does the money go? Let's think about that. Guys, how do the banks make their money? How do these processing companies make their money? Okay, what is the service that they are providing? They're providing the network. Simple. The network, the banking network, that is the access here. Okay, so it goes to the banks and it goes to the large credit card companies. This is why in this industry, guys, last year, it was worth 64 billion a year industry, guys. And it's going to be in the trillions in a couple years, guys, because we have unlimited digital e-commerce stores just opening left to right nowadays, right? There's more business than ever. There's more people than ever. So this is just going to grow and grow and grow. So what does that mean for you guys and for us? A big blue ocean, guys. That's what it means, okay? So the big issue right now is that the business owners, they're getting hit. And more than ever, they need help with the overhead expenses, okay? So this is the actual broken issue. This is the problem. Now, where is the fix? Where is our solution? Why are we for business owners, guys? Okay. I am for business owners because I'm a business owner. So I understand how it is to have overhead expenses. I know how it is to have over 200 employees and make sure that they get paid on a monthly basis. I know how it is to run a small business. So at the end of the day, when people go ahead and say, well, you're going to be charging customers, guys, come on, break your limiting beliefs. It's 2026. What happened in 2020? In 2020, COVID happened. The world changed. Everyone's life changed. You know what else happened? Fintech companies and tech companies like Uber Eats, Instacart, regular Uber, all these broker systems. That's what I call them. They're brokers. They made billions off of fees, off of you guys, off of me. They overcharged for deliveries and people didn't blink an eye, guys. That's what it comes down to. People got used to since 2020 for convenience fees. You got to understand, where did they get that framework from? They got it from traditional processing. There had a guy that was thinking like, oh man, that makes total sense. The banks are already, it's $1 billion industry. Why don't we just do the exact same thing, but just make it a convenience fee, a higher convenience fee, and just deliver the food for people? Yeah, that's smart. You know why? Because people were charging an additional $20, $30 for a 15 burger during 2020, guys. People don't blink an eye anymore when they go ahead and you tell them in a legal and transparent way that, hey, we are now going to give you the option, ask the customer to pay with cash if you would like, so you can skip paying the credit card processing fee. Or if you want to use card, you're paying your own fee. That's it. And then people, they realize, they're like, huh, that's understandable. We like doing business with you. We come to this restaurant because of you, because we like the cuisine. So we don't have an issue paying an additional 30, 50 cents or whatever it is. That's just where it's at, guys. That's where it makes sense. Okay. So we use a legal system, and the legal system name It's called the cash discount program, guys. So it gives customers a simple choice. Pay with cash, avoid the fee, or pay with card and you cover a small card fee. So what happens when we set this up? Well, guys, I'm going to tell you something right now. We have successfully done this for thousands of businesses across the United States already. Okay. I partnered up with an ISO, independent sales organization, and we became business partners. I invested over 7 figures to get into this industry. And we have been covering the entire United States now for almost 3 years. Now, my business partners, they've been in the industry for about 23 years, guys. They have a lot of experience. They have their own infrastructure. They're considered a super ISO, meaning that they have direct connections with every single network out there, every single manufacturer out there. If you see this beautiful terminal right here, this is an actual custom terminal made just for our company, guys, for our processing company. No other processing company out there can do this unless they're pushing volume, okay? So the business owners stop paying the fee. So you're helping them save thousands of dollars a year, okay? Their profit goes up. The business is much happier, less stressed because they are making more money, guys. And guess what? The customer loves the choice. They have the choice to pay the fee or to pay with cash. And guess what? If we ever get a customer that says, hey, where am I going to get cash? I don't have an ATM. Not a problem. We got you. Where do you want me to place it? Because we're one of the only companies out there, or one of the only platforms out there that can provide both. There's no other company out there, guys. You guys can check. Okay. If somebody could prove me wrong, I'll pay you $100. Shoot me the information to my email, paul@cashswipe.com. Okay. So this is why businesses love it. This is why businesses love it. It makes it a no-brainer, guys, because we're not selling them a product. And see, that's the misconception that most people that don't educate themselves get about what we do. On Instagram, I have over 500,000 followers. And the first thing that somebody who doesn't know me, they think that I'm just selling credit card machines. And then when they start talking to me or they talk to an employee of mine, and they go, oh, that makes sense. Man, that's a no-brainer. That's a good business concept. That's what it is. And this is why I preach, educate yourself. There are strategies out there that you guys are missing out on. And this is a window of opportunity because not everybody is going ahead and taking advantage of this right now. Now, people are starting to notice. Other companies are starting to notice what we're doing and they're mimicking our program and all that jazz, but they can't match what we do because we've been doing this for years already, guys. So we are solving a real problem that hits every single American business owner's bank account every single month, guys. And when you're able to help the business owner go ahead and actually save a ton of money, guess what? You become family. All right. So let's get to the good part, guys. Who wants to learn how to make some money? Okay. Go ahead and comment the word money, guys. If you comment the word money, this is what I'm going to do for you. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I have my entire sales or my consultants, okay, on this chat. What they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and send you a direct message. And they'll get your contact information or the way you guys want to communicate. But for everybody that goes and comments the word money, I'm going to give you a copy of this guide. Okay. I'm going to give you a copy of this presentation so you guys can go ahead and look at it after, or you want to show your business partner, you want to show your spouse. Okay. Sound good, right? Sounds reasonable. So just go ahead and comment the word money and I'll make sure that my consultants get you this digital asset, because that's what I like to call it. It's a digital asset, guys. It really is. It changes so many lives. It really does. Okay. All right, cool. So how you make money. And as you guys can see it on my presentation, this is exactly why I put the part that everyone cares about, because it truly is in the very beginning. And I understand. I was there. Okay. Now it comes more to fulfillment. How can I help more people? How can I expand my network? How can I make more of an impact? Right. So when you help a business, become a client through this system specifically, okay, you earn on average about 1% of their total monthly sales volume from our platform, okay? And that's on average. Now, can I say that about any other company out there, guys? No, I can't, okay? From what I heard and from what I know, we are one of the highest payouts when it comes to anybody that is affiliated with us, okay? Now, with that being said, you get paid every single month, okay? We do a direct deposit to your bank account, so you're not getting multiple deposits in your bank account like an ATM, okay? Number 3, it becomes residual income. Now, why do I say it becomes residual income? Because in any business, if somebody was to go ahead and say, hey, you're going to get instant residual income, majority of the time, it doesn't work out like that. Now, we do have a specific part of this platform where we go ahead and we close the deal for you, but using your system, so we're able to document it for you with our sales professionals. And then that way you have a proven blueprint on exactly what to do, what to say, how to communicate, what questions to ask, how to answer them properly, right? So it's a lot different than just guaranteeing you residuals. No, we're guaranteeing you a process. That is the framework behind this, okay? And then you actually go ahead and after installation, after your terminals in the actual store, it becomes mostly passive for you as the operator, guys. Okay. So here's another example. Okay. Same example like we used before. Liquor store does $100,000 in sales volume per month. You earn roughly 1% when they use this exact system from you. Okay. So that's $1,000 per month in profit, guys. Okay. That's $12,000 in residual passive income from just one business. But guys, I want to make sure I'm very clear on this. You have to think bigger when you invest into a business because you are investing your hard-earned money. You're not doing this for one location. You're not doing this for 3 locations. You're not even doing this for 5 locations. You're doing this for as many locations as possible. Okay. I have clients that have up to 80 locations, 100 locations right now. I have clients that are okay with 15 locations because it pays them an additional $4,000 that covers the bills. And guess what? They get to spend time with their kids. Okay. At the end of the day, everybody has a why. But with me, I'm like, dude, I want to build this up until I can no longer go and actually go ahead and build anymore. I'm never going to retire. I love business. I love helping people. This is what I do for a living. Okay. So at the end of the day, you have to go ahead with that mindset of, look, I'm here to build an actual portfolio, not just one account. I'm not looking for fast money. I'm not looking for just something that I can invest in like stocks, because if that's the idea, then go ahead and invest in stocks. This is a business. You will be a business owner. You're looking for growth, and we are here to keep you accountable. This is why our community loves us, because we do keep you accountable. That's part of the whole platform. So after the system's installed, there's no reselling every month, guys. There's no starting over. And this is the great part. This is the difference between active income and residual income, right? Active income, you have to keep selling in order to make money every single month. Once the deal is done, it's a one-time conversion, okay? It is not a one-time commission. So we close the deal for the first time. Guess what? The residual goes to you, but realistically, it's to show you that it works, okay? It's monthly residual income. This is how people build wealth. Typically, you hear people go ahead, build wealth like this, but through real estate. The framework that I want you guys to think about these small credit card terminals as small pieces of real estate. This is the way I see these things. I don't see these things as credit card machines. No, I see these as floating assets. Okay. And guess what? If an account, which accounts stay for a very long time, guys, they go ahead and they last for years. But if an account was to ever go out of business after 5, 7 years, guess what? I get to go ahead and pick up my little floating asset here and put it at another location, and the cash flow continues to go for me. That is my mindset here, guys. Solution driven, right? So we're not here to work more hours. We're here to work smarter. Otherwise, I would have stayed in law enforcement, guys. I was able to work unlimited overtime if I wanted to. Okay. There's cops right now in California making $700,000 a year because they don't go home. They work a lot of overtime. I didn't want that life. I want to have a family. I want to be there for my kids. I want to go ahead and live the life that I want to live, life by design. So by stacking more of these floating assets, they're going to pay you more and more monthly, guys. Okay. All right. So here's a couple of actual first responders, guys. We got Cass Castro. Cass is his nickname, but he's making close to $4,000. He was a police sergeant. Okay. Michael Urena, over 3,000, guys. This is income that they built over time as a side hustle, guys. Okay. And then we have our last testimonial making about $4,100 off of his portfolio, guys. But these guys are first responders. So at the end of the day, they were working full-time careers while building this. So you got to think about the longevity. And for 2 out of the 3, their plan is to retire in the next couple of years to get their pension, but then to continue building their portfolio, because now they're able to either leave the country and live in a tropical island, possibly like myself, and go ahead and live life by design. So at the end of the day, you guys have to realize, what is it that you want? What is your vision? What is it that you are trying to accomplish in your life? Because life is short, man. Don't just be stuck working till you die at your career. I understand. Trust me, I love law enforcement. I love it. But at the end of the day, I had to work smarter for my family, for my future kids, for my son who's now here, right? And for my future daughters who are going to be here as well. So let's talk about my background real quick, okay? Just so I can resonate with you guys a little bit more. But so far, so good, right? You guys are liking it, right? It's a great concept, okay? Make sure, guys, if you guys did not, go ahead and comment the word money to get a copy of our newest guide, okay? Comment the word money so you guys could get a copy of the newest guide, which has a lot of these slides included that I am showing you, okay? That way my team can see it and they can communicate with you and make sure to get it to you by the end of this presentation. Now, with that being said, let me take you guys back, okay? And trust me, this is only gonna be a few minutes on my story, but working a detective in Oakland, guys, I was doing everything right, or so I thought, right? And I went to work. I went to work since the age of 15. That's just the way I've been. I never asked my parents for anything. I come from an immigrant family. I've seen them work hard. I was a latchkey kid, meaning that I didn't have a babysitter, basically watching movies as a kid. Got a good job, right? Worked my way up. I was in corporate America from 21 to 26, 26 to about 32. Ended up going ahead and being in law enforcement. And then at the age towards the end of 32, I ended up going ahead and retiring myself, becoming a full-time entrepreneur, guys. So here's the pivotal point in my life. Okay. So back in 2018, 2019, I was working 80 to 100 hour work weeks, making 6 figures. But after taxes, especially coming from California, I was taking home barely half, which sucked, right? I was helping my parents because they couldn't make ends meet. That's just the way it is, guys. Okay. And I was supporting my sister through school, and I had literally nothing left for myself, guys. Okay. So this is where I hit a wall. And I always tell people this: the most successful people that I have met in my life are people that go through like a critical incident, like something bad happens in your life. Okay. So when I started looking at other ways to make money, I tried real estate. I've been investing in real estate since the age of 21, guys. Yes, I made a little bit of money off of it, but not something crazy where it made me like an instant millionaire. I've tried stocks. I've won some, I've lost some. At the end of the day, if you invested in Tesla back in the day, good for you. And then, can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Just comment the word yes if you guys can hear me. Okay, great. All right. But it took years to see any real return. And I didn't have years, guys. Okay. I needed cash flow now. And the perception that a lot of people in your perception might think this is like, well, I could do this later. Guys, you don't have later. I'm going to tell you this something right now. At the age of 38, I feel like I was 25 last year. That's how fast life hit me. Now I have a kid, I have a wife, like, I live in an island in Puerto Rico. Like I'm traveling all over, helping a lot of people and all that jazz. At the end of the day, just life is going to hit you. Right. So at that time, I started different things, guys. I invested over $30,000 in Amazon FBA, which is basically like, trying to sell products online on Amazon, but it didn't fall through. And I thought, I was like, okay, cool. Like this is my first like big boy investment and it's going to go ahead and make it happen. And no, it just fell apart within 6 months. It really did. Okay. And here was my breaking point. I had a lot of breaking points. I'm gonna be honest with you as a cop, and then the lifestyle that I was living, guys. At the end of the day, I believe that life is already written. That's why I'm a God-fearing man, guys. I believe in my faith and I'm here for a reason. I'm here to help people. I'm here to connect with you guys. I'm here to better people, leave them better than where I found them, because a lot of people have helped me out in my life. So my breaking point, when this happened, I was doing a raid. As you guys know, I was a detective. I started being a detective in our narcotics task force. So, we used to go ahead and investigate high profile drug dealers, traffickers. So I was doing this case. I was the case agent on this one, and we did a raid in a Motel 6. And if you guys know the city of Hayward in California, that's in the Bay Area, we did the raid. It was me and my team. And as we were breaching the door, I was number 2. Okay. I had one of my good friends and he was my partner as well. He was SWAT trained, meaning that he was very tactical. So he was the first one through the door. And as we're going through the door, guys, the drug trafficker at that time, not only did he have kilos of cocaine and, all the stuff that you guys would see in the movies, but the guy was also a user. So he was snorting a combination of heroin with fentanyl. Yeah, you heard that right. Fentanyl. Fentanyl, if you guys did not know, it's an opiate that typically when you go to the hospital for surgery, they would go ahead and numb you. Okay. And guys, the average person only needs a grain of fentanyl when they're in the hospital to numb you. Okay. This guy was snorting like powder. So when he got up from surprise, when we breached the door, the fentanyl and the heroin went in the air and it basically contacted us, went on everybody. But my partner who breached the door first, he got majority of it. So everybody's lightheaded. We went ahead and we arrested the crook. But my partner, within seconds, he went ahead and he turned blue. And this was the scariest moment of my life when this happened, because I never thought I would experience this. He turned blue, and within seconds, sweating profusely, his lips turned blue, and he dropped to the ground. My sergeant runs in there and goes, "Oh my God." And then he decides to faint. He faints from the shock. A week prior, I was shipped to Quantico. And if we got military folks here or anybody from the DMV area, the FBI Academy, the DEA Academy, and it's a Marine base, I got picked to go ahead and actually get trained on a special antidote called Narcan at the time. And this was big in 2017 to about 2019, guys. Thousands of people were dying. And luckily, I was trained the week before that case happened, because they had given me 3 Narcans, which I had in my car at the time of the incident. So I told my guys, hey, get the Narcans. I knew what to do immediately. I just muscle memory, guys, right? That's why you got to train. And then boom, we administered the actual Narcans to save his life. He came back to life, got shipped to the hospital. That day, it was deeper than just the incident. It just showed me that, like, number one, you can't take any day here on earth for granted, guys. That day I was supposed to go to dinner with my then girlfriend at the time, my ex, at 6 p.m. I didn't make it. I showed up at home at 2 a.m. because of all the incident and everything. And we got into an argument. She didn't cook dinner. I was just sitting on the couch like, what the heck happened? And at that time, that was my wake-up call, guys. That was my wake-up call. The aha moment happened, okay? So around the same time, one of my coworkers had been talking to me about ATMs for a couple of years. Remember when I told you guys, I had initially invested into ATMs back in 2018, and I built a pretty big company out of it. And he kept saying, man, you should try this. It's simple, it's passive, but I never really listened, okay, until that moment, until that near-death experience happened, guys. And I thought, what do I have to lose? At least this won't kill me. That's it. At least it won't kill me. And if it doesn't work out, I can always go back to my job. That was my mindset, guys, okay? So I decided to give it a shot, okay? And I figured out I could do it on the weekends while still working my detective job. That was it. Okay. So I started researching and I got stuck in a bad contract, guys. Okay. And I was actually losing money from my profits because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Okay. I was going ahead and trying to do everything by myself. I ended up losing $7,000 on a bad contract to get out of the contract. Okay. Then that's when I realized I can't do this alone. I need a mentor. I need the right system and I need the right infrastructure, because even though I knew sales, I just didn't know the right processes and systems to do it successfully. So I found a mentor who had already done it, and he had thousands of machines throughout California, guys, and the United States. And I basically hired him on. He was my first mentor I paid for, which was pretty cool. So it wasn't easy. My ex-girlfriend broke up with me over this. And you guys can see the actual reels. I posted this about like 2-3 years ago about it. And yeah, it's as real as it gets, guys. My ex actually talked shit to my face, said, you're a cop, you're a detective. Why would you do something so silly and build a business right now? And I told her, I was just like, dude, I'm trying to better, like, I'm trying to work less. Like this job, it's really physically, spiritually breaking me right now. And she didn't understand. My parents didn't understand. I love my mom to death. My mom raised me as a single mother, guys, and she's my backbone. But at the end of the day, not even my parents understand. And they were like, oh, it's not going to work. There's ATMs everywhere. So it was like sort of like a limiting beliefs around my environment. And it was one of the hardest, loneliest times of my life, believe it or not. Okay. So after 18 months, everything changed for me. Okay. And this is where like the aha moment happens again. So I didn't give up. I invested with that mentor. He showed me the ropes. He actually also, this is why I'm a big believer on network, because your network is your net worth. One person can make you a millionaire. One person can change your entire life. One person can make you the bloodline breaker of your family, believe it or not, guys. I'm a big believer in that. So after 18 months, I was able to do 12 to 15K monthly from ATMs. ATMs for me at that time started becoming passive because I hired 2 part-time employees, 1 tech part-time. And then the second person was to actually fill up the ATM with cash. So I no longer had to go on a monthly basis to fill up my own ATMs. It was pretty sweet, right? I made a little bit less money, which is fine, but I bought back my time. Okay. So now I stopped working 80 to 100-hour work weeks, which is the plan. And I always tell people this, guys, I'm even telling you guys this right now. Your goal isn't to be a millionaire off of any of this. Your goal is to be financially free so you're able to quit your current job that maybe you do not like, so you have more time to invest your actual mind into your actual empire, to the one needle mover that's going to change your life. And that's what I did. So I eliminated my work hours, and I was working less than 40 hours at the department at that time. It was pretty sweet. It was just like life-changing for me, because I was like, dude, I have so much time now. And I have the cash flow to invest into other ventures. And that's what it's about, guys. When you start making a little bit of money, don't spend it. Reinvest it into growing your business. And that's exactly what I did. I just kept buying ATMs, reinvesting the money into, the cash vault in the ATMs. And it just kept making me cash flow. So in 2020, I decided to start an online business and share how I became financially free with ATMs as a cop. Okay. Because a lot of people had limiting beliefs that they couldn't start a side hustle or they couldn't become financially free as a cop. Believe it or not, guys. I actually spoke to like dozens of my fellow coworkers and people at the department at the time before I even thought of the online space. And I was trying to tell them like, hey, you guys should really jump into this opportunity. I'll teach you and everything else. It's working for me and you're seeing the results. But people were just like, they were comfortable. They were comfortable. So in 2021, I finally left law enforcement forever, guys, believe it or not, and built a multi-million-dollar education company based on ATMs. And it was right before 4th of July in 2021. And believe it, guys, we're in February 10th right now in 2026. So just 5 years ago, a little bit over 5 years ago, I was still a cop. I was still a cop, believe it or not. Okay. So at the end of the day, guys, if I can do all of this, because you guys could go on Instagram on Paul Alex, you guys can look me up. You guys will see everything that I've built, a lot of people that I've helped, the results, the testimonials, the transformations that I like to call the ripple effect. Because if I could change my life and help one person change their life, then I can help many. Okay, so what else happened? Well, in 2022, guys, my company generated over 30 million and I hired a CEO and a full executive team to manage it, which was pretty cool. I met my newest mentors, which is going to play into what we're talking about right now, guys. Remember when I told you I partnered up with my mentors in credit card processing and they've been in business for over 23 years. This is them. This is Rob. This is us in New York last year when we're about to speak at NASDAQ, talking about fintech, talking about the way that merchant services is growing. Okay. And it was remarkable. My first time doing that. So I met my newest mentors, Robson and John Sarabia. Shout out to them. And over 23 years of experience in credit card processing, guys. And they're amazing people. I mean, you guys see it in the comments. They're amazing people. They will give their shirt off their back to help you. And in the beginning of 2023, guys, I launched my own credit card processing business myself. Okay. And scaled to 80 locations, generating more than 30K a month. And the only reason why I was able to do this is because I had the infrastructure, I had the mentors, and I had the cash flow to build the shortcut to success faster. Okay. If I was to start as a beginner, it would have taken me a little bit longer. But because I'm such a believer in systems now, okay, I learned from my ATM days that I knew that, hey, I got a faster way to get locations. I got a faster system and strategies to close deals. I got a different concept now of what customers perceive value. And that's what we teach now. We teach people what really works, okay, from actual business owners. So at the same time that I partnered up with my mentors and we launched CashSwipe, it's formerly known as Merchant Automation, guys. That's what originally it was named, Merchant Automation, okay? But now we're labeled CashSwipe. So since the launch of CashSwipe, we have expanded to all 50 states in the United States and including Puerto Rico, guys. We have a Puerto Rico ambassador now. And it's not me, but I work out of the Puerto Rico office, guys. So if you guys are in Puerto Rico or you know anybody out there or you guys are there on vacation, come say hi, okay? And we service over 6,000. I'm pretty sure it's around 6,500 now. Businesses across the United States with our local business partners. So when I refer to local business partners, I'm talking about our students and our clients, okay? And we now expanded CashSwipe to offer not only ATMs, but crypto processing, which we announced in December of 2025 at our live event in Miami, location finder services with done-for-you ads, okay? And now we bring the customer to you, okay? And the one thing that I didn't put on here is now we are able to close your first deal, which is phenomenal, Okay. So we've surpassed 23 million in revenue since launch. And that's pretty cool. But the bigger impact is the lives that we've changed, guys. That's ultimately the big impact. So just to give you guys a perspective for me, somebody who was a former cop who had to take a critical incident of almost dying before I made a change in my life. This was the biggest change. Okay. And ultimately with all my best students, they always tell me this is the biggest change as well. And I want to share this with you guys. Okay. The biggest change that every successful student has when they come into this program and they start making some residual income is it's not the money, it's their mindset. It's the mindset. It's who they become. They become the greater version of themselves, guys. So what I realized is that self-education with the right mentors was the key to success. And I will never stop learning. I realized that I could become a greater version of myself, but only if I believed I could do it. And I tell the exact same thing to all my students, all my greatest success stories, my employees. They've all transformed to the greater version of themselves ever since they've worked with me. So that is my flex. That is what I like to promote. I like to promote transformations. I could care less about the money. What it comes down to is who do you want in your corner so you could win? I want to be on a winning team, guys. I want to win together. So I was making it hard on myself because I was doubting myself in the very beginning, just like everybody else, guys. But when I asked God for strength to push me towards my goal, everything shifted. Like I said, I'm a God-fearing man. So I know that anything is possible if I put my mind to it. And I know it sounds cliche, but it's the truth, guys. But here's what I learned the most. Most of the issues that we deal with come from our own self-belief, guys. It comes from our own self-belief. Remember in the part of my background story that my ex broke up with me because I wanted to start ATMs and she said, hey, you're not a business owner, you're a cop. My mother, and I love my mother, but in the very beginning, she didn't believe. She was like, you're a cop. You got a career. You got benefits, mijo. Why are you going to go chase this crazy dream? There's ATMs everywhere. You're not going to be able to do it. So at the end of the day, you got to realize that your environment, what you see, what you hear, absolutely everything creates your own limiting belief. You need to be around the right people. So here's the bigger version for our local business partners, for our clients. Okay. And before I get into that, this is Lisa. I'm going to tell you a short story of Lisa, just 2 minutes, guys. Okay. And we're going to get into the nooks and crannies of this, and you guys are going to love this. Lisa was a registered nurse. Key word was, when she started with us, she didn't even want to start the program. This was a couple years ago. Her husband found us online through an ad. And her husband convinced her to invest into the program. Once she invested into the program, the husband told her, look, I want you to stay home and watch the kids. And I want you to go ahead and actually start this business for yourself, make residual income. She wasn't a believer in the beginning, but she found a gift inside of her. So when she was going out there to actually talk to these business owners in her local city and state, she would bring her kids. So when she would bring her kids, the business owners could relate to their kids because they have kids. One of her biggest accomplishments, case studies, was when she closed a multi-franchise location, pizzerias. And the trophy picture that she took was of her, the business owner, and all her kids eating pizza. Imagine, guys, from a person who went to come from being a registered nurse to being a stay-at-home mom and building over $71,000 in residual passive income, to being able to go ahead and work from home, being able to delegate her own time, being able to spend the time with the kids. That's powerful. Think about that. Okay. So what I want you guys to imagine, okay, like I said, don't play small. Don't think about the one location. No, that is your small win for momentum. Okay. So 10 locations, paying roughly anywhere on average to $300 to $1,000 per machine per location, guys. That could be anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000. And that's residual income after your installation. How about 25 locations? How about 50 locations? How about 100 locations? Think bigger.